Abdicate. Formally give up the throne, or some other power or responsibility. Aberrant. Abnormal, deviant. Abhor. Detest, regard with disgust. Abjure. Give up, renounce, repudiate, recant, or shun, especially formally or under oath. Abrasive. Rough, suitable for grinding or polishing, such as sandpaper, causing irritation or annoyance. Abridge. Reduce or lessen, shorten by omitting parts throughout while retaining the main idea. Abstain. Hold back, refrain, especially from something bad or unhealthy, decline to vote. Acme. Summit, peak, highest point. Activism. The practice of pursuing political or other goals through vigorous action, often including protests and demonstrations. Adhere. Stick, to, such as with glue, or to a plan or belief. Admonish. Mildly scold, caution, advise, or remind to do something. Adverse. Opposing, harmful. Advocate. Speak or argue in favor of, verb, a person who pleads for a cause or on behalf of another person, noun. Aesthetic. Concerning the appreciation of beauty or good taste, pertaining to the science of what is beautiful, adjective, a sense of beauty and taste of a particular time and place, noun. Affable. Warm and friendly, pleasant, approachable. Affectation. Fake behavior, such as in speech or dress. Adopted to give a certain impression. Aggrandize. Make greater, exaggerate. Aggregate. Gather together, amount to, verb, constituting a whole made up of constituent parts, adjective. Alacrity. Cheerful or speedy willingness. Alienate. Cause to become unfriendly, hostile, or distant. Alleviate. Lessen, make easier to endure. Ambiguous. Not clear, hard to understand, open to having several meanings or interpretations. Ambivalent. Uncertain, unable to decide, or wanting to do two contradictory things at once. Analogous. Comparable, corresponding in some particular way, making a good analogy. Anarchy. Absence of law or government, chaos, disorder. Anoint. Rub or sprinkle oil on, make sacred, such as by a ceremony that includes applying oil to someone. Anomaly. Deviation from what is common, inconsistency. Antagonize. Make hostile or unfriendly. Apathy. Not caring, absence of feeling, lack of interest or concern. Apocryphal. Of questionable authenticity, false. Arcane. Known or understood by only a few, obscure, secret. Archaic. Characteristic of an earlier period, ancient, primitive. Arduous. Very difficult, strenuous, severe, hard to endure. Articulate. Using language in a clear, fluent way, adjective, speak distinctly or give clarity to an idea, verb. Artifact. Any object made by humans, especially those from an earlier time, such as those excavated by archaeologists. Artless. Free of deceit or craftiness, natural, genuine, lacking skill or knowledge, crude, uncultured. Ascertain. Find out with certainty. Ascetic. Abstinent or austere in lifestyle, adjective, a person who leads an austere and simple life without material pleasures, especially. Someone who does this for religious reasons. Assuage. Make milder, relieve, soothe, pacify, or calm. Audacious. Very bold or brave, often in a rude or reckless way, extremely original. Augment. Make larger. Austere. Severe in manner or appearance, very self. Disciplined, ascetic, without luxury or ease, sober or serious. Autonomous. Self-governing, independent. Aver. Declare or affirm with confidence. Avid. Enthusiastic, dedicated, passionate, excessively desirous. Balk. Refuse to proceed or to do something. Base. Morally low, mean, dishonorable, of little or no value, crude and unrefined, counterfeit. Belie. Contradict or misrepresent. Benign. Harmless, favorable, kindly, gentle, or beneficial, not cancerous. Bogus. Fake, fraudulent. Bolster. Strengthen or support. Bore. Rude, ill-mannered, or insensitive person, a peasant or country bumpkin. Buffer. Something that shields, protects, absorbs shock, or cushions. Bureaucracy. Government characterized by many bureaus and petty administrators or by excessive, seemingly meaningless requirements. Burgeon. Grow or flourish rapidly, put forth buds or shoots of a plant. Buttress. Support or encourage, verb, a support or prop, especially projecting from and supporting the wall of a building, noun. Bygone. Past, former, adjective, that which is in the past, usually plural noun. Cacophony. Harsh, discordant, or meaningless mixture of sounds. Candid. Open, sincere, honest. Canonical. Authorized, recognized, pertaining to the canon, or body of accepted rules, standards or artistic works. Capricious. Acting on impulse, erratic. Cartography. Map-making. Castigate. Criticize severely, punish in order to correct. Catalyst. Causer of change. Caustic. Capable of corroding metal or burning the skin, very critical or sarcastic. Censure. Strong disapproval or official reprimand. Noun, to issue such disapproval or reprimand, verb. Chauvinism. Fanatical patriotism or blind enthusiasm for military glory, undue or biased devotion to any group, cause, etc. Chronological. Arranged in or relating to time order. Clamor. Noisy uproar or protest, as from a crowd, a loud, continuous noise. Clinch. Make final or settle conclusively, to fasten or hold together. Coalesce. Come together, unite, fuse together. Cogent. Very convincing, logical. Commensurate. The same in size, extent, etc., equivalent, proportional. Complacent. Self-satisfied, smug, overly content, and therefore lazy, neglectful, or some other bad quality. Complementary. Completing, fitting together well, filling mutual needs. Compliant. Obeying, submissive, following the requirements. Concede. Give in, admit, yield, acknowledge reluctantly, grant or give up, such as giving up land after losing a war. Conciliatory. Reconciling, appeasing, attempting to make the peace. Concur. Approve, agree. Condone. Overlook, tolerate, regard as harmless. Confer. Consult, compare views, bestow or give. Connoisseur. Expert, especially in the fine arts, person of educated, refined tastes. Console. Lessen the suffering or grief of, verb, a control panel, or small table or cabinet, noun. Consolidate. Unite, combine, solidify, make coherent. Constrict. Squeeze, compress, restrict the freedom of. Construe. Interpret or translate. Contentious. Controversial, prone to causing arguments, especially gratuitous or petty ones. Contextualize. Place in context, such as by giving the background or circumstances. Conundrum. Riddle, the answer to which involves a play on words, any mystery. Converge. Move towards one another or towards a point, unite. Conversant. Knowledgeable about or experienced with. Conversely. In an opposite way, on the other hand. Convoluted. Twisted, very complicated. Copious. Plentiful, bountiful. Corroborate. Support, add evidence to. Cosmopolitan. Belonging to the entire world, at home globally, free from local or national prejudices or attachments. Countenance. Facial expression or face, noun, approve or tolerate, verb. Counterintuitive. Against what one would intuitively expect. Counterpoint. Contrasting item, opposite, a complement, the use of contrast or interplay in a work of art. Counterproductive, defeating the purpose, preventing the intended goal. Secret, veiled, undercover. Crafty, cunning, skillful in deception or underhanded schemes. Craven, very cowardly, lacking courage. Credibility, believability, trustworthiness. Credulous, gullible, prone to believing or trusting too easily or without enough evidence. Crescendo, steady increase in force, intensity, or the loudness of a musical passage, a climactic moment or peak. Culminate, reach the highest point or final stage. Cynical, thinking the worst of others' motivations, bitterly pessimistic. Daunt, discourage, dishearten, lessen the courage of. Debase, degrade, lower in quality, value, rank, etc., lower in moral quality. Debunk, expose, ridicule, or disprove false or exaggerated claims. Decorous, behaving with propriety and good taste, polite. Deem, judge, consider. Deface, vandalize, mar the appearance of. Default, failure to act, neglect. Noun, fail to fulfill an obligation, especially a financial one. Verb, deference, respectful submission, yielding to the authority or opinion of another. Deflect, cause to curve, turn aside, especially from a straight course, avoid. Deleterious, harmful, unhealthful. Delineate, mark the outline of, sketch, describe in detail. Denigrate, belittle, attack the reputation of. Denote, be a name or symbol for. Deride, mock, scoff at, laugh at contemptuously. Derivative, derived from something else, not original. Desiccate, thoroughly dried up, dehydrated. Detached, impartial, disinterested, unconcerned, distant, aloof. Deterrent, something that restrains or discourages. Diatribe, bitter, abusive attack or criticism, rant. Didactic, intended to instruct, teaching, or teaching a moral lesson. Digress, go off topic when speaking or writing. Din, loud, confused noise, especially for a long period of time. Disabuse, free someone from a mistake in thinking. Discerning, having good judgment or insight, able to distinguish mentally. Discredit, injure the reputation of, destroy credibility of or confidence in. Discrepancy, difference or inconsistency. Discriminating, judicious, discerning, having good judgment or insight. Disingenuous, insincere, not genuine. Disinterested, unbiased, impartial, not interested. Disjointed, disconnected, not coherent, jerky, having the joints separated. Dismiss, allowed to disperse or leave, fire from a job, put aside or reject, especially after only a brief consideration. Dispassionate, unbiased, not having a selfish or personal motivation, calm, lacking emotion. Dispatch, speed, promptness, send off or deal within a speedy way. Disperse, scatter, spread widely, cause to vanish. Disposition, a person's general or natural mood, tendency. Disquieting, disturbing, causing anxiety. Disseminate, scatter, spread about, broadcast. Dissent, disagree or take an opposing view, especially in relation to a formal body such as a government, political party, or church, such a view. Dissonance, harsh, inharmonious sound, cacophony, disagreement. Distill, purify, extract the essential elements of. Diverge, differ, deviate, branch off or turn aside, as from a path. Divest, deprive or strip of a rank, title, etc., or of clothing or gear, to sell. Off holdings, opposite of invest. Divine, discover through divination or supernatural means, perceive by insight. Document, support with evidence, cite sources in a detailed way, create documentary evidence of. Dogma. A system of principles laid down by an authority, established belief. Dormant. Asleep, inactive, on a break. Dubious. Doubtful, questionable, suspect. For example, such as eccentric. Peculiar, odd, deviating from the norm especially in a whimsical way. Eclectic. Selecting the best of everything or from many diverse sources. Eclipse. The obscuring of one thing by another, such as the sun by the moon or a person by a more famous or talented person. Noun, to obscure. Darken, make less important, verb. Efficacy. The quality of being able to produce the intended effect. Egalitarian. Related to belief in the equality of all people, especially in political, economic, or social spheres. Egregious. Extraordinarily or conspicuously bad, glaring. Elated. Very happy, in high spirits. Elevate. Raise, lift up, lift the spirits of, move up to a higher rank or status or raise up to a higher spiritual or intellectual plane. Elicit. Call forth, bring out, evoke. Eloquent. Marked by forceful, fluid, apt speech, expressive, emotionally moving. Embellish, decorate, add ornamentation, enhance, a story, with fictional or fanciful details. Eminent. Prominent, distinguished, of high rank. Empirical. Coming from, based on, or able to be verified by experience or experimentation, not purely based on theory. Emulate. Copy in an attempt to equal or be better than. Innovate. Weaken, tire. Enhance. Raise to a higher value, desirability, etc. Enigma. Puzzle, mystery, riddle, mysterious or contradictory person. Entitlement. Having the right to certain privileges, believing, sometimes without cause, that one deserves or has a right to certain privileges. Enumerate. Count or list, specify one by one. Ephemeral. Lasting only a short time, fleeting. Equitable. Fair, equal, just. Erratic. Inconsistent, wandering, having no fixed course. Erroneous, mistaken, in error, improper, morally incorrect. Erudite. Scholarly, knowledgeable, possessing deep, often systematic, knowledge. Eschew. Shun, avoid, abstain from. Esoteric. Understood by or intended for only a few, secret. Estimable. Worthy of esteem, admirable, able to be estimated. Eulogy. Speech of praise or written work of praise, especially a speech given at a funeral. Exacerbate. Make worse, more violent, severe, etc., inflame, irritate or embitter, a person. Exacting. Very severe in making demands, requiring precise attention. Exculpate. Clear from guilt or blame. Exhaustive. Comprehensive, thorough, exhausting a topic or subject, accounting for all possibilities, draining, tending to exhaust. Explicit. Direct, clear, fully revealed, clearly depicting sex or nudity. Exponent. Person who expounds or explains, champion, advocate, or representative. Extraneous. Irrelevant, foreign, coming from without, not belonging. Extrapolate. Conjecture about an unknown by projecting information about something known, predict by projecting past experience. Facetious. Joking, humorous, especially. Inappropriately, not serious, concerned with frivolous things. Facilitate. Make easier, help the progress of. Fallacious. Containing a fallacy, or mistaken logic, logically unsound, deceptive. Fanatical. Excessively devoted, enthusiastic, or zealous in an uncritical way. Fanciful, whimsical, capricious, imaginary, freely imaginative rather than based on reason or reality. Fathom. Measure the depth of, usually of water, as with a sounding line, penetrate and discover the meaning of, understand. feasible, possible, logical or likely, suitable. Fidelity, faithfulness, loyalty, strict observance of duty. Accuracy in reproducing a sound or image. Finesse, extreme delicacy, subtlety, or diplomacy in handling a sensitive situation or in a performance or skill. Noun, use tact or diplomacy, employ a deceptive strategy. Verb. Flag. Get tired, lose enthusiasm, hang limply or droop. Fleeting. Passing quickly, transitory. Figurative. Metaphorical, based on figures of speech, containing many figures of speech, as fancy-sounding writing, related to portraying human or animal figures. Ferment. Incite, instigate, stir up, promote the growth of, apply medicated liquid to a body part. Foreshadow. Indicate or suggest beforehand, presage. Forfeit. Surrender or lose as a result of an error, crime, or failure to fulfill an obligation. Fortify. Strengthen, invigorate, encourage. Fringe. On the margin, periphery, adjective, the people in a group who hold the most extreme views. Noun. Frugal. Economical, thrifty, not wasteful with money, inexpensive. Futile. Producing no useful result, ineffective, trivial or unimportant. Gainsay. Declare false, deny, oppose. Garrulous. Talkative, wordy, rambling. Gauche. Tactless, lacking social grace, awkward, crude. Gawky. Physically awkward, especially. Of a tall, skinny person, often used to describe teenagers. Germane. Relevant and appropriate, on topic. Gist. Main idea, essence. Glib. Fluent and easy in a way that suggests superficiality or insincerity. Goosebumps. The bumps created by hairs standing up on the skin in response to cold, fear, etc. Gradation. A progression, a process taking place gradually, in stages. One of these stages. Gregarious. Sociable, pertaining to a flock or crowd. Clever deceit, cunning, craftiness. Hackneyed. So commonplace as to be stale, not fresh or original. Hardy. Bold, brave, capable of withstanding hardship, fatigue, cold, etc. Haven. Harbor or port, refuge, safe place. Hearken. Listen, pay attention to. Hedonist. Person devoted to pleasure. Heterogeneous. Different in type, incongruous, composed of different types of elements. Hierarchy. A ranked series, a classification of people according to rank. Ability, etc., a ruling body. Hodgepodge. Mixture of different kinds of things, jumble. Homogeneous. Of the same kind, uniform throughout. Hyperbole. Deliberate exaggeration for effect. Idiosyncrasy. Characteristic or habit peculiar to an individual, peculiar quality, quirk. Illiberality. Narrow-mindedness, bigotry, strictness or lack of generosity. Imminent. Ready to occur, impending, impair. Make worse, weaken. Impartial. Unbiased, fair. Impede. Hold back, obstruct the progress of. Implication. Act of implying or that which is implied, close connection, especially in an incriminating way. Implicit. Implied, not stated directly, involved in the very essence of something, unquestionable. Burst inward. Inadvertent. Unintentional, characterized by a lack of attention, careless. Inasmuch. In like manner, considering that, contraction of inasmuch, generally followed by as. Incendiary. Setting on fire, pertaining to arson, arousing strife, rebellion, etc., enflaming. The senses. Incentive. Something that encourages greater action or effort, such as a reward. Inchoate. Just begun, undeveloped, unorganized. Incipient. Just beginning, in a very early stage. Incongruous. Out of place, inappropriate, not harmonious. Inconsequential. Insignificant, unimportant, illogical. Incorporate. Combine, unite, form a legal corporation, embody, give physical form to. Indeterminate. Not fixed or determined, indefinite, vague. Indifferent. Not caring, having no interest, unbiased, impartial. Inform. Inspire, animate, give substance, essence, or context to, be the characteristic quality of. Ingenuous. Genuine, sincere, not holding back, naive. Ingrained. Deep-rooted, forming part of the very essence, worked into the fiber. Inherent. Existing as a permanent, essential quality, intrinsic. Innocuous. Harmless, inoffensive. Intelligible. Able to be understood, clear. Intractable. Difficult to control, manage, or manipulate, hard to cure, stubborn. Intrepid. Fearless, brave, enduring in the face of adversity. Intrinsic. Belonging to the essential nature of a thing. Jargon. Vocabulary specific to a group or occupation. Convoluted or unintelligible language. Jocular. Joking or given to joking all the time, jolly, playful. Judicious. Using good judgment, wise, sensible. Juncture. Critical point in time, such as a crisis or a time when a decision is necessary, a place. Where two things are joined together. Keen. Sharp, piercing, very perceptive or mentally sharp, intense, of a feeling. Kudos. Praise, honor, congratulations. Lackluster. Not shiny, dull, mediocre, lacking brilliance or vitality. Laconic. Using few words, concise. Lament. Mourn, express grief, sorrow, or regret, verb, an expression of grief, especially as a song or poem, noun. Lampoon. A harsh satire, noun, ridicule or satirize, verb. Landmark. Object, such as a building, that stands out and can be used to navigate by, a very important place, event, etc. Languid. Drooping from exhaustion, sluggish, slow, lacking in spirit. Lassitude. Tiredness, weariness, lazy indifference. Laudable. Worthy of praise. Lavish. Abundant or giving in abundance, marked by excess, adjective, give very generously, verb. Layperson. A person who is not a member of the clergy or not a member of a particular profession, such as medicine, law, etc. Levity. Lightness of mind, spirit or mood, or lack of seriousness, sometimes in an inappropriate way. Levy. Collect tax from, wage war on, or enlist for military service. Verb. Act of collecting tax or amount owed, or the drafting of troops into military service, noun. Liberal. Favorable to progress or reform, believing in maximum possible individual freedom, tolerant, open-minded, generous, adjective, a person with such beliefs or practices, noun. Libertine. Morally or sexually unrestrained person, freethinker, regarding religion. Likewise. Also, in addition to, similarly, in the same way. Log. Keep a record of, write down, travel for or at a certain distance or speed, verb, a written record, noun. Loquacious. Talkative, wordy, lucid. Clear, easy to understand, rational, sane. Lull. Soothe or cause to fall asleep, as in a lullaby, quiet down, make to feel secure, sometimes falsely, verb, a period of calm or quiet, noun. Makeshift. A temporary, often improvised, substitute. Noun, improvised for temporary use, adjective. Malleable. Able to be bent, shaped, or adapted. Maverick. Rebel, individualist, dissenter. Mendacious. Lying, habitually dishonest. Mercurial. Quickly and unpredictably changing moods, fickle, flighty. Metamorphosis. A complete change or transformation, in biology, a change such as a caterpillar becoming a pupa and then a butterfly. Meticulous. Taking extreme care in regards to details, precise, fussy. Mitigate. Make less severe, lessen or moderate, damage, grief, pain, etc. Modest. Humble, simple rather than showy, decent, especially. Covering up in terms of dress, small, limited. Mollify. Calm or soothe, an angry person, lessen or soften. Monotony. Sameness or repetitiousness to the point of being boring, lack of variation, uniformity, especially repetition in sound. Moreover. Besides, in addition to what was just stated. Mores, customs, manners, or morals of a particular group. Mundane. Common, ordinary, everyday. Naive. Simple and unsophisticated, unsuspecting, lacking worldly experience and critical judgment. Nascent. Coming into existence, still developing. Negate. Deny or refute, make void or cause to be ineffective. Net. Remaining after expenses or other factors have been deducted, ultimate, adjective, to bring in as profit, or to catch as in a net, verb. Nevertheless or nonetheless. However, even so, despite that. Notoriety. Ill fame, the state of being well known for a disgraceful reason. Novel. New, fresh, original. Nuance. A subtle difference in tone, meaning, expression, etc. Objective. Factual, related to reality or physical. Objects, not influenced by emotions, unbiased. Obsequious. Servile, very compliant, fawning. Obsolete. Out of date, no longer in use. Obstinate. Stubborn or hard to control. Obviate. Prevent, eliminate, or make unnecessary. Occult. The supernatural, noun, pertaining to magic, astrology, etc., mysterious, secret or hidden, adjective, to hide, to shut off from view, verb. Offhand. Casual, informal, done without preparation or forethought, rude in a short way, brusque. Officious. Excessively eager in giving unwanted advice or intruding where one is not wanted, meddlesome, pushy. Offset. Counteract, compensate for, verb, a counterbalance, noun. Onerous, burdensome, oppressive, hard to endure. Opaque. Not translucent, not allowing light, heat, etc. to pass through, dark, dull, unclear or stupid. Optimal. Best, most desirable or favorable. Optimum. Most favorable condition or greatest degree or amount possible under given circumstances. Orthodox. Adhering to a traditional, established faith, or to anything customary or commonly accepted. Oscillate. Swing back and forth, waver, change one's mind. Outstrip. Surpass, exceed, be larger or better than, leave behind. Overshadow. Cast a shadow over, darken, dominate, make to seem less important. Paradigm. Model or pattern, worldview, set of shared assumptions, values, etc. Paradox. Contradiction, or seeming contradiction that is actually true. Pariah. Social outcast, untouchable. Partial. Biased, prejudiced, favoring one over others, having a special liking for something or someone, usually partial to. Partisan. Devoted to a particular group, cause, etc. Adjective, fervent supporter of a group, party, idea, etc. Guerrilla fighter, noun. Patent. Obvious, apparent, plain to see, adjective, a letter from a government guaranteeing an inventor the rights to his or her invention, noun. Pathological. Relating to or caused by disease, relating to compulsive bad behavior. Patronizing. Condescending, having a superior manner, treating as an inferior. Paucity. Scarcity, the state of being small in number. peccadillo, small sin or fault. Pedestrian, ordinary, dull, commonplace. Penchant, liking or inclination, usually penchant for. Perfidious, disloyal, treacherous, violating one's trust. Peripheral, relating to or making up an outer boundary or region, not of primary importance. Fringe, permeate, spread or penetrate throughout. Pervasive, tending to spread throughout. Philanthropy, efforts to improve the well-being of humankind, generally through giving money. Phony, fake, counterfeit, insincere, not genuine. Pious, devout, religiously reverent and dutiful. Pith, core, essence, significance or weight. Placate, satisfy or calm down an angry or dissatisfied person, especially by conciliatory gestures. Placid, peaceful, calm, tranquil. Plastic, able to be shaped or formed, easily influenced. Plausible, believable, having the appearance of truth. Plummet, plunge, fall straight down. Polarized, divided into sharply opposed groups. Ponderous, heavy, bulky and unwieldy, dull, labored. Posthumous, happening or continuing after death. Potentate, ruler, person of great power. Pragmatic, practical, dealing with actual facts and reality. Preamble, introductory statement, preface. Precarious, unstable, insecure, dangerous. Precursor, something that comes before, especially something that also announces or suggests something on its way. Predisposed, having an inclination or tendency beforehand, susceptible. Preempt, prevent, take the place of, supplant, take before someone else can. Presumptive, based on inference or assumption, providing reasonable grounds for belief. Presumptuous, too bold or forward, going beyond that which is proper. Pretentious, claiming or demanding a position of importance or dignity, especially when unjustified, showing off, creating a deceptive, false show of worth. Principled, having high moral standards. Pristine, in an original, pure state, uncorrupted. Probity, honesty, integrity. Prodigal, wasteful, extravagant, giving abundantly, lavish. Prodigious, extraordinarily large, impressive, etc. Profligate, completely and shamelessly immoral, or extremely wasteful. Profound, very insightful, penetrating deeply into a subject, pervasive, intense, down to the very bottom, at the very bottom. Profuse, abundant, extravagant, giving or given freely. Prohibitive, tending to forbid something, or serving to prevent something. Proliferate, increase or spread rapidly or excessively. Prologue, introductory part to a book, play, etc. Pronounced, distinct, strong, clearly indicated. Propriety, conforming to good manners or appropriate behavior, justness. Prosaic, dull, ordinary. Prescribe, prohibit, outlaw, denounce, exile or banish. Prospective, potential, in the future. Prudent, wise in practical matters, carefully providing for the future. Pugnacious, inclined to fight, combative. Qualified, modified, limited, conditional on something else. Quandary, uncertainty or confusion about what to do, dilemma. Quibble, make trivial arguments or criticisms, find faults in a petty way, especially to evade something more important. Quotidian, daily, everyday, ordinary. Ranks, personnel, a group of people considered all together. Reap, harvest, such as by cutting, gather, get as a result of one's effort. Recluse, person who lives in seclusion. Refute, prove to be false. Relegate, send or commit to an inferior place, rank, condition, etc. Exile, banish, assign, a task, to someone else. Remedial, providing a remedy, curative, correcting a deficient skill. Render. Give, submit, surrender, translate, declare formally, cause to become. Replete. Supplied in abundance, filled, gorged, used with. Reproach. Blame, disgrace, noun, criticize, express disappointment in, verb. Repudiate. Reject, cast off, deny that something has authority. Requite. Reciprocate, repay, or revenge. Rescind, annul, repeal, make void. Resolution. The quality of being firmly determined, resolving to do something, a formal judgment, especially decided by a vote. Resolve. Find a solution to, firmly decide to do something, decide by formal vote, verb, firmness of purpose, noun. Respectively. In the order given. Restive. Impatient or uneasy under the control of another, resisting being controlled. Reticent. Not talking much, private, of a person, restrained, reserved. Retrospective. Looking to the past or backward, applying to the past, retroactive, adjective, an art exhibit of an artist's work over a long period of time, noun. Reverent. Feeling or expressing very deep respect and awe. Rhetoric. The art or study of persuasion through speaking or writing, language that is elaborate or pretentious but actually empty, meaning little. Rife. Happening frequently, abundant, currently being reported. Rudimentary. Elementary, relating to the basics, undeveloped, primitive. Rustic. Relating to country life, unsophisticated, primitive, made of rough wood, adjective, a rural or uncultured person, noun. Sacrosanct. Sacred, inviolable, not to be trespassed on or violated, above any criticism. Sagacious. Wise, showing good judgment and foresight. Salubrious. Healthful, promoting health. Sanction. Permission or approval, something that gives support or authority to. Something else, noun, to allow, confirm, ratify, verb, or a legal action by one or more countries against another country to get it to comply, noun, to place sanctions or penalties on, verb. Sanguine. Cheerfully optimistic, hopeful, reddish, ruddy, as in rosy red cheeks inditing health or vitality. Sap. The inner fluid of a plant or any essential body fluid, energy, vitality, a person taken advantage of, noun, undermine, weaken, tire out, verb. Satiate or sate. To fully satisfy, to go beyond satisfying to the point of excess, possibly inducing disgust, tiredness, etc. Saturate. Soak or imbue thoroughly, cause a substance to unite with the greatest possible amount of another substance. Savor. Appreciate fully, taste or smell with pleasure. Scant. Not enough or barely enough. Scathing. Severe, injurious, bitterly harsh or critical, as a remark. Secular. Not religious or holy, pertaining to worldly things. Sedulous. Persevering, persistent, diligent in one's efforts. Sentient. Conscious, experiencing sensation or perceiving with the senses. Simultaneous. At the same time. Skeptic. Person inclined to doubting or questioning generally accepted beliefs. Skirt. Border, lie along the edge of, go around, evade. Slack. Loose, negligent, lazy, weak, adjective, neglect to. Do one's duties, loosen up, relax, verb, period of little work, noun. Slew. A large number or quantity. Slight. Small, not very important, slender or delicate, adjective, treat as though not very important, snub, ignore, verb, an act of treating in this way, a discourtesy, noun. Solicitous. Concerned or anxious, about another person, expressing care, eager or desirous, very careful. Soporific. Causing sleep, sleepy, drowsy, adjective, something that causes sleep, noun. Sound. Measure the depth of, usually of water, as with a sounding line. Penetrate and discover the meaning of, understand, usually as sound the depths. Spartan. Very disciplined and stern, frugal, living simply, austere, suggestive of the ancient Spartans. Spate. Sudden outpouring or rush, flood. Spearhead. Be the leader of. Specious. Seemingly true but actually false, deceptively attractive. Spectrum. A broad range of nevertheless related qualities or ideas, especially those that overlap to create a continuous series, as in a color spectrum, where each color blends into the next in a continuous way. Speculate. Contemplate, make a guess or educated guess about, engage in a risky business transaction, gamble. Sporadic. Occasional, happening irregularly or in scattered locations. Sportive. Playful, merry, joking around, done in sport, rather than intended seriously. Standing. Status, rank, reputation, noun, existing indefinitely, not movable, adjective. Stark. Complete, total, utter, harsh or grim, extremely simple, severe, blunt, or plain. Static. Fixed, not moving or changing, lacking vitality. Status quo. Existing state or condition. Stingy. Not generous with money, reluctant to spend or give. Stoic or stoical. Indifferent to pleasure or pain, enduring without. Complaint. Person indifferent to pleasure or pain, noun. Stolid. Unemotional, showing little emotion, not easily moved. Stymie or stymie. Block, hinder, or thwart, verb, an obstacle, noun. Subjective. Existing in the mind or relating to one's own thoughts, opinions, emotions, etc., personal, individual, based on feelings. Subside. Sink, settle down, become less active, return to a normal level. Substantiate. Support with evidence or proof, give a material existence to. Succeeding. Coming after or following. Supersede. Replace, take the position of, cause to be disregarded as void or obsolete. Supplicate. Pray humbly, ask, beg, or seek in a humble way. Surfeit. Excess, excessive amount, overindulgence. Surmise. Guess, infer, think, or make an opinion with incomplete information. Sycophant. Servile flatterer, parasitic person who fawns in order to get ahead. Synchronous. Happening at the same time, occurring at the same rate and thus happening together repeatedly. Table. Lay aside to discuss later, often as a way to postpone discussion indefinitely. Tacit. Understood without being said, implied, not stated directly, silent. Taciturn. Not talking much, reserved, silent, holding back in conversation. Tangential. Only slightly relevant, going off topic. Temperance. Moderation, self-control, especially regarding alcohol or other desires or pleasures, total abstinence from alcohol. Tenuous. Long and thin, slender, flimsy, having little substance. Timely. Well-timed, happening at a suitable time. Timorous. Fearful, timid. Tirade. Bitter, abusive criticism or verbal attack. Torpor. Sluggishness, lethargy, or apathy, a period of inactivity. Torrid. Very hot, parching, burning, passionate. Tractable. Easily controlled or managed, docile, easily shaped or molded. Transitory. Temporary, short-lived, not lasting. Trifling. Trivial, not very important, so small as to be unimportant, frivolous, shallow. Trite. Lacking freshness and originality, lacking effectiveness due to overuse, cliché. Ubiquitous. Existing everywhere at the same time. Undermine. Weaken, cause to collapse by digging away at the foundation of a building or an argument, injure or attack in a secretive or underhanded way. Underscore. Emphasize, or, literally, to underline text. Unearth. Dig up, uncover, expose. Unequivocal, unambiguous, clear, absolute, having only one possible meaning. Unprecedented. Never before known or seen, without having happened previously. Unseemly. Improper, inappropriate, against the rules of taste or politeness. Vacillate. Waver in one's mind or opinions, be indecisive. Venerate. Revere, regard with deep respect and awe. Veracity. Truthfulness, accuracy, habitual adherence to the truth. Verbose. Wordy. Viable. Capable of living, or growing, developing, etc., practical, workable. Vintage. Related to items of high quality from a previous era, old-fashioned, antique, adjective, the wine. Of a particular year, noun. Virtual. Existing only in the mind or by means of a computer network, existing in results or in essence but not officially or in name. Vituperate. Verbally abuse, rebuke or criticize harshly. Volatile. Varying, inconstant, fleeting, tending to violence, explosive. Warranted. Justified, authorized. Warrant can mean to justify or a justification, but can also mean to vouch for or guarantee. Wary. Watchful, motivated by caution, on guard against danger. Whereas. While on the contrary, considering that. Whimsical. Marked or motivated by whims, odd, fanciful ideas, erratic, unpredictable. Wily. Crafty, cunning, characterized by tricks or artifice. Zeal. Great fervor or enthusiasm for a cause, person, etc., tireless diligence in furthering that cause, passion, ardor. Zenith. High point, culmination. Abase. Degrade or humble, to lower in rank, status, or esteem. Abeyance. Temporary suspension, inactivity. Abreast. Side by side. The more common abreast of. Means keeping up with, staying aware of, or remaining equal in progress with. Abscission. Cutting off, sudden termination, the separation of leaves. Petals, or other parts from a plant or animal. Abscond. Depart suddenly and secretively. Abyss. A deep and vast space or cavity, anything profound or infinite. Accede. Agree, give consent, assume power, usually as accede to. Accretion. Gradual increase, an added part or addition. Acerbic. Sour, harsh or severe. Acidulous. Slightly acid or sour, sharp or caustic. Acumen. Keen, quick, accurate insight or judgment. Adulterate. Make impure by adding inappropriate or inferior ingredients. Adumbrate. Give a rough outline of, foreshadow, reveal only partially, obscure. Eyrie. Dwelling or fortress built on a high place, the nest of a bird of prey, such as an eagle or hawk, built on a mountain or cliff. Albeit. Although, even though. Aloof. Distant physically or emotionally, reserved, indifferent. Amalgamate. Blend, merge, or unite. Ameliorate. Improve, make better or more bearable. Amortize. Gradually pay off a debt, or gradually write off an asset. Anachronism. Something that is not in its correct historical time, a mistake in chronology, such as by assigning a person or event to the wrong time period. Analgesia. Pain relief, inability to feel pain. Annul. Make void or null, cancel, abolish, usually of laws or other established rules. Anodyne. Medicine that relieves pain, noun, soothing, relieving pain, adjective. Antedate. Be older than, precede in time, assigned to an earlier date. Antithetical. Directly opposed, opposite, involving antithesis, the rhetorical act of placing two phrases opposite one another for contrast, as in love me or hate me. Apostate. Person who deserts a party, cause, religion, etc. Apostle. Pioneer of a reform movement, originally, an early follower of Jesus. Apposite, highly appropriate, suitable, or relevant. Apprise. Inform, give notice to. Approbation, praise or approval, especially formal approval. Appropriate, set aside or authorize, such as money, for a particular purpose, take for one's own use. Arbiter, judge, umpire, person empowered to decide matters at hand. Ardent, very passionate, devoted, or enthusiastic. Arrogate, claim or take presumptuously or without the right to do so. Ascribe, assign or credit to a certain cause or source. Aseptic, free from germs. Asperity, rigor, severity, harshness or sharpness of tone, roughness of surface. Aspersions, damaging remarks, defamation, slander. Assail, attack violently, assault. Assiduous, persevering, diligent, constant. Attenuate, weaken or thin out. Attuned, in harmony, in sympathetic relationship. Augury, telling the future, such as through supernatural means. August, venerable, majestic, inspiring admiration. Avarice, insatiable greed, a miserly desire to hoard wealth. Axiom, self-evident truth requiring no proof, universally or generally accepted principle. Balloon, swell or puff out, increase rapidly. Banal, lacking freshness and originality, cliché. Bane, something that ruins or spoils. Baying, howling in a deep way, like a dog or wolf. Beneficent, doing good. Bent, personal inclination or tendency. Besiege, attack, overwhelm, crowd in on or surround. Bevy, group of birds or other animals that stay close together, any large group. Bifurcate, to fork into two branches or divide into two halves. Bilk, cheat or defraud. Blight, disease that kills plants rapidly, or any cause of decay or destruction. Noun, ruin or cause to wither. Verb, blithe, joyous, merry, excessively carefree, so as to ignore more important concerns. Bombastic, a speech or writing, far too showy or dramatic than is appropriate, pretentious. Bonhomie, friendliness, open and simple good-heartedness. Brandish, shake, wave, or flourish, as a weapon. Brook, suffer or tolerate. Bucolic, pertaining to shepherds, suggesting a peaceful and pleasant view of rural life. Burnish, polish, make smooth and lustrous. Calumny, malicious lie intended to hurt someone's reputation, the act of telling such lies. Canard, rumor, a false or baseless story. Cardinal, chief, most important. Catholic, universal, broad-minded. Chicanery, trickery, deception by knowingly false arguments. Circumscribe, strictly limit a role, range of activity, or area, in math, to be constructed around so as to touch as many points as possible. Circumspect, cautious, prudent, careful to consider the circumstances and consequences. Clamber, climb awkwardly or with difficulty, scramble. Cloying, disgustingly or distastefully sweet. Coagulate, cause a liquid to become solid or semi-solid. Coda, final part of a musical composition, an ending. Especially one that sums up what has come before. Coffer, chest for storing valuables, financial resources, a treasury. Collude, conspire, cooperate for illegal or fraudulent purposes. Compendium,